Hey, how's it going? Here's another episode. I just wanted to get on here. Hope everybody's doing pretty good. It's about 5 o'clock. I had a couple episodes before this that that they were basically kind of uh, but I was doing some. I was going down a rabbit hole basically, and luckily I saved two other settings so I could get myself out of that rabbit hole. That was a good thing. But I went and got on my bike, and I was on my bike. I was riding my bike, and and I want to make sure you have a picture of that. I have a regular bike that I can ride inside or outside. It's an outside bike, but I have two back wheels. One has a trainer tire on it, and the other one has a mountain bike tire. So I have the easy release, so I can just change either tire or whatever. And, I have a smart trainer. So I ride it inside, but if I want to ride it outside, I can ride it outside, right? So I'm on my bike, ride my bike because I ride my bike for a half hour every other day. And then I walk around the block. That's about, I think what I checked is about like what, point 0.8. That's like point 0.8 of it's two less than 10. So it's that much of a mile, whatever that is. 0.8 of a mile. That's what it is. So I got on my bike. I was riding my bike, and I've been thinking about this background check because I had applied for Amazon. I was kind of worried because the DSP that I had an interview with, she made a real big point of, you can't have no tickets on your license. If you got tickets on your license, then you might as well leave. Some people did. Some people fell for the scare tactic. Me, I was just like, whatever. Y'all can run my license, and, if I pass, I pass. If I don't, I don't. I'll move on. It's not really that serious. So I've been kind of thinking about that or whatever, and, kind of not really stressing over it, just thinking about it. And they had sent me the information saying that they had got my license and they were going to start the background check earlier today. So that kind of, got me kind of up in arms again a little bit mentally. Not worried about it, but so I've kind of been thinking about it, before that. So I got on my bike and I'm riding my bike, and I said, well, you know what? Let me go to the state of Michigan and check my license. Let me go get my own MBR report, because I had talked to ChatGPT about it, and ChatGPT or Copilot or whatever had kind of gave me the rundown on it or whatever. So I went and got my MVR report, and I was really surprised that it was better than I thought it was. I mean, I thought I had 1 or 2 points. I got 0 points. No accidents that were my fault, and I have one ticket on there where I passed a school bus, but what happened, let me explain. I'm passing by the school bus, and the driver, she waits until I get past her stop sign because the stop sign wasn't out. The school bus lights were yellow. Yellow meaning caution, not red. They were yellow. So I go past the bus, and once I get past her stop sign in a sweeping motion, she lets out her stop sign. So just for the people that don't know, you're good as far as passing by a school bus if the yellow lights are blinking, because yellow lights mean caution. Yellow lights don't mean stop. I mean, if you want to be a good citizen or whatever, then yeah, you can stop, for any lights on the bus, and that's fine. But the law states if the lights are blinking red meaning stop, that stop sign on the bus doesn't come out. If those lights aren't red, if that stop sign is still in, those lights are yellow. And it's not against the law to go past it. I'm not trying to, be a lawyer here, but, let's talk about the law. So I got a lawyer. I got a ticket, and I got a lawyer. I got the ticket down to I think they took it down, at least my record said they took it down to a speeding. I thought it was 1 point, but it was no points. Also, I think I had got an accident in like 2019, but it wasn't my fault. We were sitting on the off-ramp, getting off the highway, and this lady, she was on her phone, ran into a car in the back and just pushed everybody together. So that was something else. But my driving record wasn't as bad as I thought it was. So that was definitely a good thing. And I thought about it, and I said, okay, so I went back to Copilot and I uploaded my driving MVR report, motor vehicle report. And then Copilot, I don't know if it's telling me the truth or not, basically told me absolutely positively, you'll pass the checker background check. And I'm still kind of iffy about it because I always think the worst. But I was kind of worried about it. And also, Copilot also told me that when Checker, and I'm not sure if this is true or not, when Checker does their background check, they do the pass or the fail, and then they send Amazon, either he passed or he failed. I thought it was the other way around. I thought it was they get your report, send it to Amazon, and then somebody sits there and looks over your motor vehicle report, and then it's a human judging you as to, whatever little petty stuff on there, like the ticket I got for the bus. Even though it's a ticket for passing the bus, I got it down to a speeding. So the ticket for the bus doesn't matter. It only matters what I got convicted of, and that was the one that it got played down to. So that was kind of that kind of made me feel a little bit better about that whole thing. And I wasn't worried about it really. I was just like, I need to know mentally so that I can I know to move on. Go with something else, or stay on that same stay in that same lane, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So that made me feel a little bit better. And it made me feel better even if I don't get the job. It still made me feel better to not have any points on my license. So I thought I had like one or two points, but I went ahead and paid I think a motor vehicle report is like $15. And I went ahead and paid it. It was like, okay, so I can definitely deal with this. And that was pretty good. I was pretty happy about that particular. I was pretty happy about that particular incident because, with these companies, you never know, what they're gonna try to, flag your background check for or whatever. And I used to work for Lyft also, so Lyft uses the same company that Amazon uses, or one of the same companies, because Amazon is using Checker for me, and that was the same one that Lyft was using. So that was a good thing. So like I said, I always think the worst is still not a, I got the job, go. It could always go wrong. I always think the worst. So I'm always prepared to for the next step, and I also thought about and had a conversation with Copilot about most people don't think about down the road. Most people don't look ahead, you know. And what I meant by that is a lot of people look at Amazon, they, bad mouth Amazon, whatever, you know. And I look at it as, okay, this is Amazon. I'm driving a big delivery truck. This is experience. And this is, one step to moving closer to driving for UPS because you get your experience, you stay there for a couple of years, and then you say, okay, I'm either I'm gonna stay here or I'm gonna move on to something better with a little bit more money. So that's kind of my kind of outlook on what I'm looking to do if I get in. I'm not sure if I will or not yet. Like I said, I don't count my eggs until they hatch. But that alone, just getting my driving record, and I know more than they know because they'll never get my driving record. Checker has my driving record, and they'll make all the decisions. So that's a pretty good thing. But if they try to say something, then I have, the information ready, because if they try to, not pass me because of the little bus incident, I'll say, well, you can't really say anything about that because that's not what I was, that's not what I was convicted for. I was convicted for the speeding ticket, not the bus ticket. So the bus ticket don't even matter, But I kind of wanted to get on here and kind of speak on that a little bit. It was just something I thought about. I was going to come in here and I had thought about cleaning up some episodes for my other podcast because I read a script on my other podcast, and I was going to go through it and, change everything to my words. But I said, it sounded like a good idea, but it wasn't, because my words would sound a little bit more, they wouldn't sound as professional as the script. But with the script, you just have to read it. You just have to learn how to read it, and which is what I'm kind of learning to do. So, it is what it is. But I just wanted to say a little something about that. And excuse me. Hope everybody's having a good day. And see you in the next episode.